You guys, welcome to number 4 of the West Ham career mode, and to start off this episode, Glenn Johnson is the top goal scorer in the Premier League with 4 goals. Like, things like that on career mode really annoy me. And another thing is, if you look at the table, Hull City are top. I know they did get, like, I think it was 9 points in their first 4 games, but then there's teams like Chelsea, Arsenal, United not doing too well. I know it's very early on in the season, but on every career mode, like, a big top 4 team won't get in the top 4, and you'll get like a team like Swansea or Hull or Stoke. Stoke always tend to get top 4 in career mode for some reason. Obviously they've got a pretty decent team, but looking at the fixtures coming up in this episode, we're going to be playing all 6 of these games. I think 6 games an episode, it means that we can get to the January transfer a little bit faster. Let me know in the comment section down below whether I should sign Robert Snodgrass or not. He is kind of like a downgrade on what we currently have, but we could always do like a swap deal with Faguli or something. So looking at this little graphic here, we are the lowest scoring team in the Premier League. We are second in the league, obviously. So far, we haven't conceded at any game in the Premier League. We've scored 5 goals and we've conceded 0. So hopefully we can keep that up in this episode. So that was about it in this game against Middlesbrough. Yeah, literally nothing happened. I'll show you the highlights, like the match highlights here. Darun is the only shot in the highlight, and this was in just before half time, and that was pretty wide indeed. Our highlights are just a couple of skill moves, and they're literally on the halfway line here, just heel to heel to get past Fabio, and then one with Memphis Depay. I think I cut inside when I eventually get to the 16-yard line. And that's it. Literally, I couldn't have edited this. I did get 2 shots on target, but I think they were like either corners that I headed on target and they got blocked straight away. It was a pretty boring game to kick off this episode, but hopefully we can reply quite nicely with a better result in this game against Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park. We are going to be changing the front 3, as I feel you just need to do that. If you're not scoring goals, then it's as simple as that. You have to make changes. So I think we're bringing in Carroll, Lanzini. I might bring in Antonio into the attack, put Lanzini on the left. Yeah, I think I do end up doing that and put Masaku in the left back position. So a little bit of a different teams. Hopefully we can break actually scoring this game. That'd be quite nice, of course. They have got a pretty decent team, Crystal Palace. Remy up front, Townsend and Zaha out wide. Bernard, he's one that always comes to the Premier League or the Championship. Bernard, he's always joining either Norwich or Crystal Palace. So we go into the start of the second half here. Suarez does take down, I think it was Mark Noble, to be frankly honest. It might have been Lanzini though. He was running from deep in the midfield and eventually got into the box, and we did win the penalty. Yeah, it wasn't Mark Noble, it was probably Lanzini then. Yeah, we haven't really got the best of penalty takers when Mark Noble isn't on the pitch, but Antonio does put that away to make it 1-0 in the game. Just a good way to kick off the second half. We didn't really do that well in the first half as well, so probably a blessing in disguise that we did win that penalty. Then we go into the 56th minute of the match here. Now we do actually bring Mark Noble off the bench. Antonio flicks it on, and Mark Noble finds the back of the net there to make it 2-0 in the 60th minute. Really important goal, just to get the second goal, of course. Very direct team, Crystal Palace. They can score literally out of nothing. So we go into the last 10 minutes here. Nice bit of link-up play between Lanzini and AU, who I did actually put down the middle at the striker position to end off this game. And he did score a really, really nice goal there, the Ghanaian international. Yeah, that's how the game does end, 3-0. Like, it's kind of crazy. On the first game, literally nothing happened. The second game, and we did a lot better. I don't know if it's because I think Middlesbrough were playing like a 4-1-4-1, and against this 5-2-3, it's kind of difficult. So we are going to go into our next game against Genk. They only have 1 point on the board so far. We have 6, currently leading the Europa League group. So I don't really know that many Genk players. I know they've got Leon Bailey, who has actually moved to Bayer Leverkusen only for like 11 mil, but at the same time he's probably slightly overhyped. Like, he's probably not as good as he probably is, but we have got an interesting kit. I'm not too sure why it has the Great Britain flag on and not the West Ham badge, but nevertheless, as you can see, Leon Bailey on the left hand side. Apart from that, I don't know any of them players. I might know Susic and Buffel, I don't know. I may have vaguely heard of some of these players, but it's a team that we should be able to beat. So we have gone into our second team for this game, just to rest up the first team, of course. And Gökhan Toure on the attack here with his left foot, finesses into the back of the net and gets us into the lead. Very good start for him, of course. He hasn't played that many games as we've been playing mainly AEU, Lanzini, Depay. I probably could have done with moving on a winger or not bringing in Depay. I think we have got slightly too many. But then again, if we have got the Premier League, we've got an English Cup, either FA Cup or EFL Cup, and Europe, maybe we will need that many wingers. We'll have to see, of course. So we're going to the second half here. We are currently 2-0 up, but unfortunately we do concede there. Absolute blast of a strike from number 10 from Genk. I don't know who he is, so I'm not going to say his name. Then in the 76th minute of the match here, bringing the ball forwards again, ball through here, and a really nice finish, to be fairly honest. It was right in that bottom right-hand corner. Then, literally 3 minutes later, they go on the attack again. Ball into the box, great save from Heaton, unfortunately cannot get the rebound, and Genk go into the lead. Literally, it was like a click of your fingers, and we were losing. Like, 1 minute we're winning 2-0, the next minute we're losing. It's kind of crazy how the game did change around that 60th minute. Susic in the midfield, making the difference, and as you can see, Genk absolutely dominated. There's a lot more possession and 3 times the shot. So hopefully we can do a little bit better in this next game against Sunderland. I think that's actually our first loss of the season, that one against Genk, so that's kind of crazy. Hopefully we can keep up our Premier League record of not conceding a goal yet. They have got Jermaine Defoe up front, Kaziri and Barini out wide. Katamol and Kirchhoff really good holding midfielders defensive-wise. Van Aanholt obviously has gone to Crystal Palace, who we did just beat in the last Premier League game. So we're going to the 45th minute of the match here, just before half-time. Katamol finding the ball inside eventually to Defoe, who finds the top of the net. And that is the first goal we've conceded in the Premier League. I really wanted to keep that record, but I think this is our 8th game, so only 1 goal conceded in 8 games. That's not bad, to be fairly honest. So into the 60th minute of the match here. We do go on the attack here with Andy Carroll. Unfortunately, he's not, I don't know, his finishing is really, really bad with his feet. Obviously, he's a very good header of the ball. Lanzini there again in the 76th minute, getting very, very close. And that is our first loss in the Premier League. Really frustrating that we've lost that record. Of course, we've been unbeaten in 8 games, was it? It was either 7 or 8. Obviously, we won I think it was 8. Yeah, 8 games. That's kind of good. And we only had 1 shot on target, so not the best at all. So, as you can see here, we're in the round 16. So we only need to win like another 4 games and win the final. Now, because we haven't really been scoring that many goals, I think we do need to bring back Enner Valencia. I was going to ask you guys whether to do it or not, but I thought I'd just do it because he's only 800 grand and he's quite a pacey player. Maybe what we need just off the bench in the last few minutes to make an impact. So into the next game then, at home again against Watford. They have got a 5 at the back team as well, so it's going to be interesting to see who comes up on top. And Gallo up front, of course, gone to China now. We do win another penalty. It seems to be the one thing that does keep saving us. Like, we win a penalty and we'll win the game. It's as simple as that. Prodal there taking us down, and Mark Noble, obviously, because it is our second team. We have got a really good penalty taker. He's got like 88 penalties, which is really, like, it's basically impossible to miss a penalty unless the keeper gets very lucky, and we do make it 1-0 there just before half time. I'm not that bothered about the EFL Cup, but for the time being, while the FA Cup's not there until like January, I think it's just a nice cup just to keep the second team happy for the time being. So that was about it. Again, very lucky that we did get that penalty, as else it would have gone to extra time, I think, in the EFL Cup. It doesn't actually have a replay. So yeah, we had 2 shots. We didn't actually manage to play Enner Valencia in the last game because he was returning from his loan, so hopefully he can get a bit of time in the next game against Everton, who we just recording from. So, as you can see here, West Ham are flourishing without Payet. You could say that, but at the same time you kind of couldn't. Like, we did lose that last game against Sunderland. We've kind of got very lucky in most of our games. And as you can see, in goal for Everton, they've got Adrian, our former keeper. We sold him to them. Hopefully he does make an incredibly good save to prevent the 3 points coming our way. So against the first 15 minutes here, Morgan Schneiderlin, with pretty much his first touch of the game, scores that one with the left foot and makes it 1-0 to Everton. But 5 minutes later, Memphis Depay, very nice pressuring, looking at that back post. Bernardo Silva eventually gets there and makes it 1-1. A good reply, obviously. Getting that reply quite quickly was key against Everton. I don't know, they're not that good at defending anymore. They used to be quite decent, but in recent times they've been pretty shocking. So yeah, maybe an opportunity for us to get a second goal and get us into the lead. But we go into the second half. It is literally the dying moments of the game here. Lanzini takes the shot, blocked by Jagielka, and then Enner Valencia nearly scores against his former club, but our former player, Adrian, prevents that, and we only get the point. It was a pretty fair game, to be honest. Again, 1 shot for us, 2 shot for Everton. We're just not creating chances. I don't know if we need to either change the formation. Let us know in the comment section down below. Maybe I'll try 2-striker formation with Belotti and Andy Carroll up front. We'll have to see. So we are currently in the top 4 still, only 3 points off the top, Premier League top position, so that's not bad at all. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this episode. I know it was a bit of a frustrating one in terms of we lost in the Europa League, we lost in the Premier League, and we have actually conceded 2 goals now. So that clean sheet run has ended at 8. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this episode. Make sure you do smash the like button, subscribe if you are new to the channel, and see you soon. Bye.